Part 2. And wondrous that he acknowledges that Mohammed, peace be upon him, is a messenger from Allah the Almighty, and says it openly, thought he denies it in his actions and behaviors, and he causes confusion in the thought and in the performance of the phrase. And as long as Allah the Almighty has named this event of accusing Aisha, the mother of the believers, he has named it worst falsehood. Then they must have had turned the facts upside down and said what contradicted the reality. And the story took place in the invasion of Bani al-Mustalak. The Prophet, peace be upon him, was used to draw lots between his wives to find out which one of them should accompany him on his conquest, that what his, peace be upon him, justice calls for. This time was Aisha's lot, thus she went with him. After the battle, and while getting ready to go back, Aisha said, I went to relieve myself in the Adsinis. Then I came back to my house to searching for an expensive collar of mine, but I found out that the folks left, and I did not find my house. Thus she said in herself, they must miss me and will come back for me. But how did the men lifted her out while she was not inside it? They said, because the woman was light, and she was skinny, therefore the men lifted her out without feeling that she was not in it. Then she slept in the place of her house waiting for everyone that will come for her. And it was of the common habits of the people that after leaving, one of them waits back to look over the place. Perhaps he finds something forgotten by one of them or somebody who missed the convoy. This man was Safwan ben al-Mutal. When he saw an like of a human, he got closer to it, and there Aisha was. He caused his female camel to sit down next to her, and he turned away his face so she rode and walked with her without looking at her, having himself chased by the evidence that the noble Quran has named their saying, quote, the worst falsehood, end of quote. In contrary of the reality, Safwan had done nothing but the opposite to what they said. And when Safwan came leading his camel with Aisha, some of the hypocrites sought him, and said what they said about her what never is suitable for the mother of the believers. The leader of that campaign was the head of hypocrisy, was Ibn Salal, Misadah ben Apathat, Hassan ben Thabit, and Hamnah the daughter of Judge, which is the wife of Talha ben Ubaydullah, and she is the sister of Zainab the daughter of Judge. They all spread the rumor between the people. Then Allah the Almighty says, quote, left square bracket for you the believing sect right square bracket, count it not an evil thing for you, rather it is good for you. End of quote. Left square bracket Alnnou'r, 11 right square bracket. But what is the good in this talk and in this spreading? They said, because the noble Quran, when Aisha is accused and her innocence comes from above 7 heavens, in a recited noble Quran which is worshipped with till the day of resurrection. And when folks are exposed by the tongue of the noble Quran, then the others will take lessons and will fear being exposed had they have done the same. Therefore this situation has come as a practical lesson to the society of faith. Yes, the incident has become a good, because it is a sort of the support for the Messenger of Allah the Almighty, peace be upon him, and his call. Thus, Allah the Almighty supports his messenger in the secretive things to cut off the hope of his enemies of overcoming him, peace be upon him, even though with falsifying, plotting, conning or with secret doings. In the summit of Quraysh's animosity to the Prophet of Allah the Almighty, peace be upon him, the faith of the people in him, peace be upon him, was increasing day after day. They plotted against him, and conned him at night on the night of emigrating to Alnnou'r, and succeeded not. Thus they tried to witchcraft him, and actually made magic for him, and put it in Darwan water well in its own. But Gabriel, peace be upon him, told him, thus the prophet,